Apparently, we made it down to the dew point. Must be something to do with that stuff up there. Oh yeah, remember when the sun used to be over there? And then it was coming through those trees over there? Yeah, it's over there now. Kind of surprised this morning. What have we been, 3 or 4 weeks? It hasn't gotten below 60 degrees at night at all. I mean, at all. It's been like 62, 63. The other morning it was like 67. It's like, oh, that was going to be a bad day. Even that center grain bin, the rusty bugger, that one looked, both those short ones look wet. So is my pickup. So, 90, 91 or 92 yesterday on the thermometer over here, and this morning it says 45. I got my coat on, and I'm not exactly warm because I've gotten too used to the heat. And I forgot to check something this morning. This thing may be dry because it's parked so close against the container, but yeah, no, it's wet. So stop there. Yeah, one more thing we still got to work on. Oh well. There's how the sun's making things look this morning. But I'd try to get you this. 2 cows out there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 calves. Calves are running around on the hillside. And of course, I see them out there as I'm walking by. I look under the trailer. I've got 2 calves here playing King of the Rock Pile. They were looking at me, but they chicken. And talk about a cow with a dirty face, staring at those calves. Yeah, they've been enjoying the tubs. So, all honest, I mean, you can look out on the grass and see that it's got dew on it this morning out there. This is the first time I've seen any dew to speak of in a couple of weeks. It's kind of amazing. So, obviously, it's a good thing. A lot of things grow good just on a little bit of dew. That's what's going to turn that yellow section back to green, I hope. The reason that down there is yellow where they're on is because the grass gets a little coarse at the base. And it turns yellow, and they're just down to that part of it. Oh, sure. Hey, you two. You ain't old enough for that. Besides that, you're both going to be steers. Yeah, kids. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm stuffed up this morning. In case you couldn't tell a little bit. And there's that mighty loader. The way I had it slung, I figured it would do it, but we needed to hang it in the center, and I got a light in the middle of that crossbar. So the bulbs popped out. I don't remember what we did last time we had to pull it. But I know one thing we're going to do, because the last time we pulled it, the hydraulic lines connecting the lift cylinders go underneath the tractor and connect. And the last time we put quick couplers, because it's just a mess. I mean, you undo them and you got both cylinders dumping all the oil on the ground. Can't do anything about it. The other thing we're going to do, that's actually an old air tank off a truck. And that bracket is actually the old battery bracket off the tractor. where the tank is mounted would have been the flat where the battery was, and then the other would have mounted to the front of the axle. We just rotated it, pointed uphill, and mounted the tank on it. And on the other side, it's the same bracket holding the steps, I believe, because there was one on each side to begin with. And unfortunately, these things are a pain in the ass. But they're supposed to be quick on, quick off. Yeah, right. If this one didn't have the step on top of it, you could take that loose, unhook it. The bottom's on the same direction and the axle's in the way, so you can't unhook that. I don't know. But what I think we're going to do before we go back together is we're going to put a quick coupler on that line and on that one. Then we don't have to take the damn tank off to take the loader off. All we got to do is uncouple the lines. Not like I don't have the stuff to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. Excuse me. And while the tank is hanging there, would be a good time to do it because the oil level's down and not up. It's not up when it's on the machine either, but you can kind of get to it. Oh well, we got parts and pieces laying everywhere. At least the cows didn't knock that panel off. Or the water that somebody left there. No, that wasn't mine. Brackets down there in a strap. Power right on the ground, and the other panel over here. Yeah, somebody said something in the comments about they're a good loader. Yeah, they are, for what they are. We had to space this one forward to mount on a 4010. Otherwise it wasn't going to make it. It just barely clears the front. And it's had its little issues. One of the first things we did was that brace went in when we got it. Because right there. And the way we use it, stacking in the field and then loading trucks, it gets a lot of side banging, and that's what did that. Oh, we fixed that a few years ago. Hasn't gone anywhere. That's enough rambling this morning. Cows are going to start making noise because they think they want breakfast. Funny how that goes. Hey, what happens when your head gasket goes? Okay, keep in mind we did have to run it to get it moved. So it's well mixed.
Oh my God, Brooke, look at that. It's pretty.
And what looks like sparkles, those are actually bubbles. I don't see any sparkle yet to speak of, even what she's got in her hand. Yeah, I don't see any metal anywhere. So we just got a failure of the head in the gasket in them. So
It's a pretty color.
all the water went in the pan.
It reminds me of the calf scours.
We've had a couple.
That's a really pretty color, Mom.
Yeah, those kind of look like calf
It
scours.
does kind of look like calf scours.
Maybe a little thick for that though.
Grab myself?
Yeah.
Hey, on that machine right there, the original 300 Ford that was in that chassis, it had set for 12 years and it was froze up when we got it.
Got me sticking on the thing.
And one of the decisions when we couldn't get it unstuck.
Sorry.
Oh, sure, just step in
Sorry,
front.
people.
When we pulled the plug on it, we got 2 gallons of pristine clear water right before the sludge and then the oil. So, say this was mixed. She's going to sit here and analyze it. Her contacts are dirty, so she can't see it anyway. She's probably trying to figure out if there's any metal in it at all, and you expect a little bit, especially something this old, especially when it run with a little bit of water in the pin.
But it looks like there was like a bit.
So, I ain't never rolled bearings out on a John Deere before. Done a bunch of other stuff, but I'm hoping we can roll them out without having to take everything apart. I would imagine we should be able to. I've done it on a lot of other stuff. Just gotta roll them, and hopefully things aren't worn so we can go right back with whatever size bearings are in it. And hopefully the pistons aren't screwed up, just the rings. You know, gonna hopefully just do bearings, rings, and a head gasket. Because, you know, it doesn't matter if it's sitting here, you know, hey, it ran when I pulled it in. One of these things running, even without a head gasket in it, yeah, is worth about the same as one that's rebuilt. So, and with the limited duty it does, we don't work the hell out of it. Haven't really got a long ways on it, but as you know, we got that stuff out of it. Had a little green tint to some of it at the end. I don't know that there's enough water in that to worry about, really. I think the water evaporated out when it was still running before, because it was steaming out the bypass tube, breather tube, whatever you want to call it. Really good. So, and I got a bunch of stuff unhooked that needs to come unhooked. I'm hoping to leave the manifolds all on the head. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. We'll find out. But the only thing I got left, radiator hoses, both still have to come off. And that's going to be an issue too. I was thinking I could leave the water pump on, which actually I can, but I do got to get the fan off. That sucks. Water pump doesn't have any wiggle in it at all. It does not wiggle. Turns very freely. Just the belt hanging it up there. Got rag shoved in things. Just got the muffler off. It's so packed full of carbon, it's not funny because this thing's always burned oil. The whole time we've had it anyway. And I'm really hoping we don't have to take all these frickin' lines off. And something that I kind of irks me a bit. The breather tube. Now I know we've had the pan off, or the head gasket, but I can't even talk today. I know we've had the valve cover off because we adjusted the valves, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 years ago, whatever it's been now. So I know that's been off, but this sucker is all solid everywhere. And I haven't crawled underneath and looked up. I'm guessing there must be a clamp bolt on it down there. But I'm not sure how you can get high enough to get anything out with everything above it. I mean, I know we can get the head off if we can get everything else off first. But you know, I really don't want to have to pull the hydraulic lines off here. That's not something you want to have to do. And even after freaking going over it about 8 times with the damn pressure washer and with some degreaser, I still miss stuff. It didn't blow off with the air hose either, so. But it is what it is. Oh, I gotta pull. I'm gonna pull it off right there and pull it off here, and then that hose will just lay back out of the way. Shouldn't have to take anything else off there. That's the plan anyway. And of course, all that stuff's gonna have to get back flushed. Oh, gotta take the line off the water pump too if we're gonna use the water pump with it, which will just give us the opportunity to back flush that, flush the stuff out of it. But really, there shouldn't be anything in that. That's empty. Yeah, unless the oil cooler happened to go, in which case part of it will be full of crap. But if the oil cooler went, I mean, there should have been, generally when they go, you pump the radiator full of oil and that makes a big frickin' mess. But that's the day. I'm calling it a day. I'm gonna go in. I'm sore. I hurt. In the morning, I get to go see the chiropractor again. So tomorrow, I'm gonna be extra careful and hopefully not move wrong and let things get settled back in where they belong. Oh, hey, by the way, while I'm standing here, you'll notice there's no fuel line there. It's because all that is a cover. That thing went tits up on us. I was loading hay, I don't know, 20 miles away from here on a side hill. I could pick 2 bales up. I'd get halfway to the truck, and the truck's right by the stack, right? And it would die. Sit there and just wait. Luckily, we had almost a full fuel tank. Just wait for a minute. And of course, the only thing we had over there, Dad was with me. All we had was this tractor and the semi and a half-loaded trailer when it did it. Not like we're going anywhere. Can't unhook the trailer because it's half loaded and sitting on a side hill. That is a Facet brand pump made for pumping diesel. John Deere will sell you one of those, or you can get one at Napa, and the prices flip back and forth all the time. We've probably bought 20 of those things over the years, and one time Napa is $20 cheaper than John Deere, and the next time John Deere's $10 cheaper than Napa. That's the same pump they used on the 7700 combines. And they're made to pump diesel. We've got them on a lot of things pumping gas too. In fact, if you remember me putting a pump on there, that's the exact same pump right there. That's got, I don't know, a few thousand hours on it anyway. But as for what we're going to do, the plan is obviously head gaskets, obviously valve cover and pan gaskets. We're going to drop the pan. This thing has always had blow by and always leaked oil. We know the rings have been bad. Hopefully the pistons and the cylinders are good. We're going to throw rings in it and throw a set of bearings in it. I'm not worried about the fuel system because, number one, it runs like a top. So the injectors should all be good. I mean, we'll check them. We have to pull them anyway because Mother Deere and her engineers, you cannot pull the head without pulling the injectors. That's your head bolts. One under each one. And the injector pump is, I think, maybe 8 years old. So, you know, there's not a lot of sense in messing with that. It doesn't have that many hours on it. And we checked the injectors back then, and everything tested fine, so I'm not worried about it. We're working on a very slim budget, and we got to have the tractor. So the hopefully when we're done, she'll start better, and obviously won't be flipping oil and water together. So anyway, thanks for watching. I only planned on doing like 2 minutes right here, and I just did almost 7. So yeah, give you something to watch while you're eating dinner, right?